Across human history in countless cultures separated by vast oceans and millennia, we find a shared impulse. It's the impulse to look up at the stars and wonder about our place in the cosmos. But there's another equally powerful impulse, to look down, to imagine what lies beneath our feet, to map the unseen realms of the afterlife. The concept of an underworld, a place of consequence, is a near-universal human invention. Ancient Egyptians imagined the Hall of Two Truths, where a heart was weighed against a feather. The Greeks envisioned the shadowy realm of Hades. These aren't just stories, they are attempts to build a moral framework, to impose order on the chaos of human behavior. They represent our species' ongoing quest to understand justice on a cosmic scale, creating intricate geographies for the soul. These maps of the afterlife often feature layers, zones, and hierarchies. Just as our universe has structures, planets, stars, galaxies, and superclusters, these imagined underworlds have their own intricate designs. The idea is that not all wrongdoings are equal. A moment of weakness, for instance, is different from a lifetime of calculated cruelty. This desire for a structured system of justice found its most vivid and enduring expression in the mind of a 14th century Italian poet named Dante Alighieri. In his epic poem Inferno, he didn't just describe hell, he engineered it. He gave it a specific terrifying architecture, a 9-layered cone plunging deep into the earth, a cosmic prison designed with a place for every conceivable sin. Dante's journey, guided by the Roman poet Virgil, is a voyage through this moral landscape. It's a thought experiment of immense scale, a grand tour of the consequences of human choices. He took abstract ideas about sin and gave them physical form, temperature, and texture. His Inferno became the definitive blueprint for the Western conception of hell, so powerful that it has shaped our collective imagination for over 700 years. This wasn't just a religious text, it was a work of profound psychological and sociological exploration. It attempted to categorize the entirety of human failing, from the smallest lapse in judgment to the most profound acts of betrayal, organizing them with an almost scientific precision. Before we embark on our own journey through these 9 circles, it's important to remember the context. Dante's vision is a product of its time, deeply rooted in medieval Christian theology and Italian politics. Yet its power transcends its origins. It speaks to a fundamental human need to believe that actions have consequences, that the universe, in some way, keeps score. Whether you see it as a literal map or a powerful metaphor, the Inferno invites us to consider the gravity of our choices. It's a journey not just into a fictional underworld, but into the very nature of human morality, a dark mirror reflecting the best and worst of what we can be. Our descent begins just beyond the gates, in the antechamber, where we find those who never chose a side, the neutrals. These souls, who lived without commitment to good or evil, are now forced to chase a blank banner for eternity, stung by wasps and hornets. Their punishment is a reflection of their lives, a pointless, frantic pursuit. After crossing the river Acheron, we enter the first circle, Limbo. This isn't a place of torment, but of quiet sadness. Here reside the virtuous non-Christians, the great philosophers, scientists, and poets of antiquity like Plato and Aristotle. They live in a noble castle with green meadows, but they are forever separated from the divine light. Their only pain, a perpetual unfulfilled longing for something greater. From the quiet melancholy of Limbo, we descend into the second circle, the first true realm of torment. A great storm rages here, a furious, never-ending whirlwind that violently tosses the souls of the lustful. These are the people who allowed their passions to overwhelm their reason. Think of famous lovers from stories who were led astray by their desires. Their punishment is to be forever controlled by the very storm of passion they surrendered to in life. The wind, which once seemed like a thrilling force of romance, is now an instrument of eternal chaotic punishment, offering no rest and no peace. They are forever caught in the tempest of their own making. Next, we spiral down to the third circle, a place of cold, filthy, never-ending rain. Here, the gluttonous are punished. In life, they overindulged in food and drink, reducing themselves to creatures of pure consumption. In hell, they are forced to lie in a vile, slushy mud, while a monstrous 3-headed dog named Cerberus tears and claws at them. Their punishment is a sensory inversion. The comfort and pleasure they sought in excess is replaced by perpetual discomfort and filth. They are stripped of their humanity, treated like refuse in a cosmic garbage dump, forever mired in the waste that reflects their earthly overconsumption. the fourth circle holds two groups locked in an eternal, pointless conflict, the hoarders and the wasters. These are the souls who were consumed by their relationship with material wealth. The hoarders obsessively accumulated possessions, while the wasters recklessly squandered them. Their punishment is to forever push massive heavy weights against each other in a semicircle. When they collide, they scream insults at one another. Why do you hoard? And why do you waste? Before turning around to repeat the futile labor. This circle represents the meaningless, soul-crushing burden of materialism, a circular struggle with no purpose and no end, reflecting the empty pursuit of wealth. As we cross the river Styx, a foul and swampy marsh, we leave behind the sins of weakness and enter the domain of active malice. The fifth circle contains the wrathful and the sullen. The wrathful are visible on the surface of the swamp, endlessly fighting and tearing at each other in the muck, their anger given physical form. But beneath the murky water lie the sullen, those who harbored silent, resentful anger in their hearts. In life, they refused to see the light and joy in the world, so now they are trapped below the filth, gurgling out a choked, incomprehensible hymn. Their hidden bitterness has become their eternal, suffocating prison. Beyond the walls of the city of Dis, guarded by fallen angels, lies the sixth circle, where the heretics are punished. These are the souls who, in life, denied the immortality of the soul, believing that everything ended with death. Their punishment is a terrifying echo of their belief. They are trapped for eternity in fiery tombs like bodies in coffins, but the tombs are blazing hot. On Judgment Day, the lids will be sealed forever, completing their eternal death in life. They chose to believe in a finite existence, and so they are given an eternity of confinement, a fiery grave that serves as a monument to their denial of the spiritual cosmos. The seventh circle is a vast and horrifying region of violence, subdivided into 3 rings. The first ring holds those who were violent against their neighbors, murderers and tyrants. They are submerged in a river of boiling blood. The Phlegethon, with centaurs patrolling the banks, ready to shoot arrows at anyone who tries to rise above their designated depth. The second ring punishes those violent against themselves, the suicide. They are transformed into gnarled, thorny trees, and when a branch is broken, it bleeds and speaks of its pain. The third ring, a desert of burning sand with a rain of fire, punishes those violent against God, nature, and art. The eighth circle, known as Malebulge or evil pouches, is a massive, funnel-shaped pit with 10 concentric ditches. This is where the fraudulent are punished in a dizzying variety of ways. Here you find seducers being whipped by demons, flatterers steeped in human excrement, sorcerers with their heads twisted on backward, and hypocrites forced to wear heavy, lead-lined cloaks that are gilded on the outside. Thieves are bitten by serpents and burst into flames, only to be reborn and suffer again. Each punishment is a direct symbolic corruption of their sin, a masterpiece of cosmic irony where the punishment not only fits the crime but is a twisted reflection of it. At the very bottom of the universe, in the frozen heart of hell, we find the ninth circle. This isn't a place of fire, but of absolute cold, a frozen lake called Cocytus. Here, souls are punished not for sins of passion or fraud, but for the ultimate sin, betrayal. This is the sin that requires a cold heart, a calculated act against a bond of trust. The circle is divided into 4 zones, punishing traitors to kin, to country, to guests, and finally, to their lords and benefactors. Encased in the ice at the center of it all is Lucifer himself, the ultimate betrayer, chewing on the 3 greatest traitors of history, Judas, Brutus, and Cassius. The cold represents the complete absence of love and warmth, the final state of a soul that has rejected all connection. Why after 7 centuries does this terrifying vision continue to captivate us? Why do we return to this map of a place we hope never to visit? The answer lies in our innate curiosity about the universe and our place within it. The Inferno is more than a religious allegory. It is a profound exploration of human psychology and ethics. It forces us to confront the darkest aspects of our nature, to categorize and understand the consequences of our actions. It's a thought experiment that asks us to weigh our choices, to consider the ripple effects of our deeds. In a vast and often indifferent cosmos, Dante's hell offers a strange kind of comfort, the idea that there is a moral order, that choices matter. Learning about these layers of hell, whether from Dante or from the diverse mythologies across our planet, isn't about believing in a literal fiery pit. It is about understanding a recurring human story. It's a story about justice, accountability, and the search for meaning. These complex systems teach us that morality is not simple. It has layers, nuances, and degrees. They encourage a form of introspection, a personal inventory of our own actions and motivations. Are we driven by passion, by malice, by fraud, or by betrayal? The journey through hell is, in essence, a journey into the self. Ultimately, the exploration of these dark realms serves a very human purpose. It's like running a simulation. By imagining the worst possible outcomes, we can better navigate our path toward better ones. The Inferno provides a vocabulary for discussing morality and a framework for understanding human failure. It reminds us that the gravity of our choices can shape our destiny, creating a personal heaven or hell right here on Earth. The cosmos may be indifferent to our virtues and vices, but we, as a species, are not. And in that simple fact lies the enduring power of these ancient maps of the soul.